Okay, now let's move on to the 80th posthumous birthday organized for late Mrs. Jadesola Aboderin by her children. Enjoy it.
She died 23 years ago, precisely in 1993 at the age of 56. Mrs. Jadesola Aboderin, wife of the founder of Punch Nigeria Limited, the late Chief Olu Aboderin, may be long gone, but not forgotten by her loved ones, especially her beloved children. They thought it wise to remember their mother and her many achievements while she was alive. Mrs. Jadesola Aboderin would have been 80 on the 11th of September if she was still alive, but that did not stop her children and friends from marking her posthumous birthday. What a wonderful crowd. Her eldest son, the chairman of Punch Nigeria Limited, Mr. Wale Aboderin, opened the show singing for his mother, whom he says he loves dearly. Other people walking by, I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is God bless you. Now I say what I want. I'll do what I do, and everything I do to you is just to say, how do you do? So I say to myself, what a wonderful crowd. What is about to finish? And I say to you all,
well, we have a habit of not remembering people for long. But you see, my mom has always been at the forefront of things that we do all the time. Both parents. But because of Punch, everybody has always talked about my father. And my mother had always been left out. Nobody knows the role my mother played, or few people know the role she played in starting Punch. She was there. She was somebody who was always bringing, from Ilukpeju to Ikeja, will always drive every night to bring food that she would cook at home for the workers. Was always there if a worker got sick to take them to the hospital. But those are the beginnings. Nobody remembers the beginnings. And I felt it was not fair that we only remember my father because that name is in the limelight. That was one. Two, I don't think it is fair in Nigeria that people just don't remember people. So I said that no matter how long it takes, there are people her generation who nobody will gather together to celebrate them. So while I was celebrating her, I also wanted them to feel loved and appreciated at this age, but also to send a message that leave a legacy. I'm not celebrating her because she was my mother. I'm celebrating her because of the good she did for people without looking for any reward.
Until her death in 1993, Mrs. Jadesola Aboderin was a banker and builder. She was the chairman of the Lagos Building Investment Corporation before she left to set up the Universal Building Society. She was also appointed to the board of many companies, including the International Merchant Bank. She was said to be a very hard-working woman in whose memory they cut this exquisite cake.
The memories that I have with my mom, even up to today, are so many, but the ones that I can clearly, put my finger on, the most memorable one, it was like we always seemed to be singing. We were all always singing. My mother loved to sing, throughout the house. even if you couldn't see her, you could hear her voice. She had a lovely voice. She sang like a nightingale, and you could always hear her voice singing through the house and all that. I'm sure, definitely, I got that from her, and I think the rest of my sisters, in fact, all of us, we got that trait from her, and we loved singing together, So that was the best part of it. And where there's music, there's love. There's happiness, there's togetherness, there's fun, and that was how it always was with Mom.
Mrs. Aboderin was also one of the founding members of the Archbishop Vining Memorial Cathedral Church, where she attended until her death, and the women of the church on this day honored her in a special way. According to her children, she was a lover of music and sang so well. And so it's no surprise she is honored with different songs, including this one from her granddaughter, Jadesola Tunde Obi. Her performance was immediately followed by that of her parents, Tunde and Wunmi Obi, popularly known as Two in the music industry. Gospel artist Segun Obi, brother of Tunde Obi, also joins them on stage. And finally bringing down the roof is popular Nigerian artist Nice with his evergreen popular tunes. At the end of the show, the guests left with a message of impacting lives positively, a lifestyle those here have testified that Mrs. Jadesola Aboderin had when she walked the earth.